Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Empty Promise podcast. My name is Chris, and today I am joined by my best friend in the whole wide world, Mr. James D. Downey.
Hello.
As we take you on episode 119 of the podcast, D, it's a privilege to have you here once again. I'm so delighted that we're able to do this through the medium of Zoom. Again, your background, for those of you not watching the video version, your background, D, is just, your setup is fantastic. Go check it out, everyone.
Yes, I have moved into a new studio. It's all 100% real. Don't look too closely. Don't worry about it.
Yeah,
it's all real.
It's so good. I'm incredibly jealous. What's the weather like with you?
Like, it's a strange one. It's kind of mild and it's dry and it's surprisingly not like yesterday was like bitterly cold and wet, and today is like not that at all.
I can tell you, D, that you are incredibly lucky because right now with us, it is incredibly cold and wet. And it's like sleeting and snow. I don't even know. It doesn't even know what it's doing out here at the minute, you know.
I was promised snow by Google, by the weather service on Google for like 3 days in a row now. I've been told snow is coming. Snow, not even sleet and snow, where you can kind of, benefit of the doubt that they got it wrong. It's just rain. Mm-hmm. No, snow, definitively snow. Not a drop, not a single snowflake have I seen, and I'm livid, frankly.
I hear there's snow for Tuesday, if that's any good.
No, Chris, it's not good because they say this, they can say it all they want, and it never, ever happens. I haven't got a good snow day this year, and that's upsetting me, as you can probably imagine.
Like this year, like being like the last 31 days? Or this year, like...
No, like this year is in like, when was the last time we got good snow?
Yeah, true.
Like,
well,
it was last February anyway.
No, we had a good bit of snow here.
Yeah, like, used it.
Yeah, okay. Well, that's it. These are the things you give up when you move to the city.
No.
You know? These are the things you have to be willing to concede, you know?
I moved further north. If anything, I should be getting more snow, but you know what? It's fine. I'm not even mad about it.
I'm just disappointed.
Anymore.
Just disappointed.
Well,
it is bitterly cold, but I thank you for joining me on what, like we said, the last day of January. Have you got a mug handy? Have you got a tea mug? This is purely like yeah. Do you want to cheers to the last day in January? We're finally saying goodbye to this shithole.
I don't know what's happening. My mug it's disappearing, but cheers.
It has been the longest January I can remember on record ever. Fact.
Yeah, it has been a long one.
It's been fucking brutally long. It's horrible. But yeah, the last day, it is January 31st. Do you have a list for me today?
Not on hand.
Okay.
I moved in the move, Chris. I've lost my list. Yes, you hit me up with the fuel calendar.
I got the Moan Fuels. Shout out to Moan Fuels sponsoring today's list. Thank you.
I couldn't even see it, Chris. Right? I couldn't see the calendar, but I knew it was either Moan Fuels or what's the other fuels one to do it.
Yeah. I know what you mean. Yeah, these little like day-to-day calendars to give you a little quote and give you something. Yeah. Here we go. 1607. We're going back to today, when the massive flooding in England destroyed around 200 square miles of coastline. That was actually on the 30th, so we missed that. So there you go. Once again,
there you go. In true on this day,
pretty promise fashion. But the little quote or the little tidbit underneath is Sir Francis Drake took 3 years to circumnavigate the globe.
My God, there you go.
3 years.
For him. It's a long time.
But he
was pillaging and looting on his way as well.
He was. He
was a pirate of sorts.
D, before we get into this week's little game, before, just to settle the nerves, get all the energy out before we start. Let's just say a big thank you to everybody who finds the podcast on a weekly basis. Everybody who finds the audio version.
Absolutely.
Remember that the video version is available over at youtube.com/emptypromisepodcast. You can take us with you on the go through any podcast hosting service. Find us on social media. Just search for the handle Empty Promise Podcast, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. There are 3 big ones. And you can also get in contact with us through our email with questions, queries, and comments that we read out on the show. And our email address is
It's emptypromisepodcast@gmail.com.
Beautiful, beautiful. With all the ads out of the road, D, I think it's about time we did some dirty word gaming. What do you think?
Yeah.
To finish off this month. We've done what, like 3 now? We've done.
Yeah, because we missed 1 week, unfortunately.
Yeah, that's right. Because we did dirty. Well, I'm just calling it dirty. It's like rude. Let's just say rude or dirty, whatever works for you. We did things, then we did foods, and now today, D, we're gonna have place names.
Okay, cool.
So I
know one already.
Yeah, I know what you're thinking. Is it in Ireland?
Yeah, in Donegal.
Is it Muff?
It's Muff, yes.
Yeah, I knew you were going with that one. Yeah, I actually had that one down. I did. Should have brought it.
Too easy. You knew it's too easy.
So the concept of this game, D. I am going to call out some place names. Some are real. Some may just be ones I make up off the top of my head. And I want you to tell me if you believe that they are, of course, real or not. And if you're watching the video version, I will have the pictures on screen as we read them out, just to show you that this is an actual thing. Let's start then, D. Is this a real place? Wanker's Corner, USA.
Oh, I think no. I was debating now, but when you said USA, I think you might have given it away.
Really?
That's a bit too specific. I think.
Okay.
I don't know. Maybe it's a double bluff, but I think that's the push that I needed to think that makes me think it's a real place.
Okay.
Wanker's Corner.
You're saying
Wanker's not a thing in America like that they would use. They would you jerk off. That's what they would say.
Yeah. Okay.
Jerk off corner.
I can tell you, yes, Wanker's Corner is in Wilsonville, USA. I got to be careful with the way I word these, I think, going forward. I may not necessarily tell you where they may or may not be. I'll just tell you the place name. Keep you on your toes. What about Shitsville?
Like, that's always a thing as well.
Mm-hmm.
It's gone to Shitsville, Ohio.
He's up man. Shits Creek without a paddle.
Without a paddle. I think again. I think I'm gonna say it's true again. I think it's real.
Okay. You think?
Okay.
Shitsville? Yeah. I can tell you, D, that one I actually made up.
Motherfucker!
I tell you why. I have a real place called Shitterton, which is in Dorset, England. And I thought if I take the ton away and do Shitsville instead, I think I might confuse him a little bit. Yeah. So I'm glad my bluff worked. Here's another one for you.
It did work.
Spunk Creek. Spunk Creek.
Spunk in America isn't quite, Cage got spunk.
Cage got spunk, yeah.
Heck of a creek, real spunk creek up there.
Yeah.
Real nice. You see? That's the type of stuff I'm imagining. So for that reason, that's my reasoning. And I think that's why it's probably a real place in America again.
Spunk Creek is indeed a real place. It is in Minnesota, USA.
Oh, Minnesota, eh?
Mm-hmm. Minnesota, eh? Yes, indeed. Well done. Tell me if this place is real. Fucking.
I like it. It's simple. It's to the point.
Exactly.
It's concise. It's real. It's real.
I just suddenly realized that we have to make this episode a very strictly not for kids.
Yeah.
Probably wise.
I mean, that boat sailed a while ago,
yeah.
For the podcast in general. But yeah, specifically this one, not suitable for kids.
Anyway, getting back to it. Fucking, what do you think?
Yeah, I love it. I think it should, if it's not a real place, it should be a real place. But I'm going to assume that someone has already went there and made this place. So I gotta say it's true. It's real.
That one is real. Well done, D. And do you want to hazard a guess as to where that might be?
I'm thinking.
I believe it may be pronounced Fuking.
Yeah. Oh, right. I was gonna say France, but now I'm thinking Germany.
Mm,
Switzerland.
You were very, very
Austria.
close. Oh, there you go. It's Austria, man. Yeah, well done. It's a small village in Austria. They actually recently petitioned to rename their hometown Fugging, Fugging, but it was rejected as that name had already been taken. And a lot of tourists have actually been stealing the sign "fucking Austria," and they've actually been filming themselves in the act of stealing the sign. And local residents have had fucking enough.
Fucking right they have.
What about this one? Tell me if this one is real. Fingering hoe.
Fingering hoe.
Fingering hoe.
What the fuck?
Jesus.
The fingering hoe just before fucking on the map.
Just for if you've hit fucking, you've gone too far.
You've gone too far. If you
Bring it back
fucking,
to
you definitely went right through fingering hoe.
Fuck sakes.
Oh, that's a tough one. I don't. You know what? The reason I think that it might be real, I don't know. Maybe you. I just don't think that you would come up with fuck fingering hoe. Like, I don't think that would be where your mind would go to make one up.
Yeah. Okay.
Necessarily.
So where do you think my mind would go then, D?
I don't know, but it's something more like
we're getting a full evaluation of my psyche. Okay. Yeah.
Fannington.
Oh yeah. Well, Fannington actually it could be a place. But right now we're talking fingering hoe. What do we think? Real or not real?
I think it's too. Yeah, I think it's real.
Yeah, that one is real, and it's actually located in a picturesque and charming village in Essex, England. Would you believe? I don't know if it's
that is unfortunate because it means, in England it means exactly what we're perceiving it to mean. So
exactly. I don't necessarily know if it's pronounced that way, but it definitely looks that way. The signpost is there. If you're watching the video version, there's the signpost. But there you go. I've got two more for you here, D. Dildo. Welcome to Dildo.
I think that's where your mind would go. I'm going to take a chance and say you made it up. Although I do think there's a place out there that I think there's a reasonable chance that there's a place out there called Dildo, but I think you made this one up.
You think so?
In this case,
I can tell you, D, that is in fact a real place. Located in Canada. Actually, where in Canada, I'm not too sure, but the sign is there. Dildo on the left.
Dildo on the left.
And
this game has kind of devolved a bit for me into, not so much is it a real place name, because part of me is like all of these could be real.
Yeah.
But more of a, is Chris trying to bluff me?
Yeah. Okay. Well, I got one more for you. What about this? Glory Hole Recreation Area.
Yeah, I think again, recreation area kind of adds to it.
Yeah.
It's too specific, but Jesus Christ. Please don't be in like a, I don't know. Is it something where it's like they were intentioned to be like, glory, like God, glorious God?
I wouldn't say so. It's not necessarily a place known for like glorifying God. But Glory Hole Recreation Area is in fact a real place in California, USA. New Melones Lake is the kind of must be the area or the place it's surrounded by. But Glory Hole Recreation Area, very much a real place. Some of the shout outs, the ones that I didn't mention, were Tits in Germany, Wankum Germany. We have Kinky University in Japan, 2 Mile Bottom in England, Cockfosters in London, and there was one more there I didn't quite call out. Iron Knob, Queensland, Australia.
There's a place called Peniston as well in England.
Peniston. There's a load of weird names for places, D. This is what I suddenly discovered when I was looking these up. I was like, why have they not change it. There's a forest in England called Sandy Balls. like, like what?
But like, it's kind of a thing where you're like, it's been named that for like hundreds and hundreds of years. So why should we change the name of it? Because recently people, like have come up with slang words. It's different for things like penis, and because penis has probably been a word for a very long time as well.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, I don't know.
There's bully hole bottom in Wales as well. Bully. But there we go. That is. Thank you for playing along this week, D. And that finishes our dirty word game for this month, possibly the year. Who knows? We have another segment starting next week that we'll run throughout the course of February. So look forward to that.
Exciting.
But yeah, I think it's about time, D. Then we got stuck into some of the news of this week, and I'm just going to make a quick note that we're moving on to the news at 29 minutes.
Yeah. It's the news at 29 minutes instead of news at 6.
Yeah. We need a theme song for that. And if we could possibly always bring the news in after 30 minutes, that would be perfect. We could call it like 30-minute news.
That would be good. That's all we need is just us going.
Just like Caging the Beast is one of us making a wild animal noise. Yeah, that's it. News. What have you got for me?
I'll kick off with this. This is kind of a callback to an older piece of news that we had. So, do you remember? I don't know if it was early last year or late last year. We had news about Subway in Ireland. Their bread technically isn't bread. It was decided by like a high court.
Yes, that's right, because there was too much like sugar or something in it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so it was like it wasn't considered like bread for tax reasons.
Yes, that's so strange.
Things have went even further because
do tell.
I apologize for this in advance. This is from CBS News. There's something fishy about Subway's tuna salad sandwiches and wraps.
I love it.
According to a lawsuit filed against the fast food chain, those particular menu items don't happen to include any actual fish.
Jesus Christy. So what is it, like
Subway
tuna or something?
I don't know. Apparently, what Subway calls tuna is a mixture of various concoctions that do not constitute tuna, yet have been blended together by defendants to imitate the appearance of tuna, according to the complaint. So I don't know if it's actually confirmed or whatever, but
wow,
they have tested it and like clearly there's enough. Clearly, it's not definitely tuna, or else there wouldn't be a court case being raised against it.
This is crazy though, man. Like,
not mad, like
yeah, because like this is world-renowned sandwich shop. Like this is what you do. You know, and remember their slogan years ago used to be "Eat fresh," and then they got rid of that. Well, this is why. This is why
probably
because you ain't eating fresh shit.
This is why. Yeah,
you know. That's crazy, man.
They have denied it for the to be fair, they have denied it and just said it's false. But like,
I know you can.
We'll have to wait and see. This is in America. I know like it could be different in different countries. So
I know you can use like jackfruit as like a tuna substitute. It's more of like a vegetarian vegan kind of alternative.
Potentially.
And maybe mix it with like some kind of
I don't think that's what this is though.
It's cheap. It would probably be a lot cheaper is what I'm saying though, so maybe it's something
I'd
like
say
that.
they're probably going for like mixed like the leftovers on the killing floor of like a fish factory. That's probably the cheapest of the cheap.
Too great about tuna sandwiches. Like,
I think we'd be very optimistic if we were to say that they're using like a jackfruit substitute. I think it's more likely to be just bottom of the barrel, fucking whatever.
I mean, realistically though, like what chicken are they using? Like, if it's just like we're talking about tuna here, but like what chicken are they using? What beef are they using? It's not beef, like not like shredded beef shit. That's not. Yeah. Oh well, it's tasty nonetheless.
Just go in. If you go in with an open mind about what you're eating, then it's fine. Yeah. But if you think you're getting good quality ingredients, you're probably not. And any fast food chain, really, like.
Yeah. Yeah, that's very true. except for McDonald's, which is 100% Irish grass-fed beef, apparently.
Yep, 100%.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, no. That's nice news to kick it off, D.
Thank you.
Thank you for that.
Have you got something for me?
I do. D, this is the 25th anniversary of Tomb Raider this year.
My God.
Did you see
of
any
the original?
Did you see any of the announcements this week about Tomb Raider? No. Wow.
No.
Okay, because it was trending on Twitter at one point. Okay. Tomb Raider is getting a Netflix anime series. Like Lara Croft is getting yes, coming this year. This is the first part of their apparently chain of big announcements to celebrate 25 years of Lara Croft, which is crazy. It's a Tomb Raider's Netflix animated series, which was announced Wednesday. But this is the big thing. Sorry, I kind of get ahead of myself. They are planning to use this anime series to merge the two separate Lara Croft timelines together to tie the stories together. So the reboot series that started in 2013, which seen Tomb Raider where she crashes on the island, then you had Rise of the Tomb Raider, and then Shadow of the Tomb Raider. Mm-hmm. Apparently the series is going to pick up after Shadow and fill in that gap right until we get to the 1996 original Tomb Raider game, where Lara is already an avid adventurer explorer.
Yeah,
it's got
that is class.
It's super fucking cool. It's so cool. Like I'm super excited for this day. We envision a future of Tomb Raider unfolding after these established adventures. This was the game director said this, referring to both the core design developed games and the Crystal Dynamics games that started in 2006. This is the thing, though. I've been doing a lot of reading into this. Tomb Raider actually has 3 different timepieces, which is kind of what's getting on a lot of fans' nerves, because they have the original 1 to 5 games, so the PS1 games, which goes right up the Chronicles, and then they have the reboot series. But in between that, they also have the trilogy, which was like Legend, Anniversary, and Underworld, which was like its own. It happened in its own timeline, and now everyone's submitting all these theories as to when these could have taken place. Because in Legend, Lara is pretty young. And then Underworld, she's already a pretty big explorer, and there's a couple of little hints in it about her mother dying and stuff, and you find out stuff in it that you wouldn't necessarily know until well into the Tomb Raider series. So how they're going to tie this all together with the Netflix anime, I'm not sure, but I'm really, really excited for it. Really looking forward to it. And throughout this year now, I know on Tomb Raider's Twitter, I'm not sure if it's just an official Tomb Raider Twitter or what it is, and on their Instagram as well, they're doing each month is going to be dedicated to reliving a different Tomb Raider game right through for the remainder of this year. And starting tomorrow, which will be February when this goes live, Tomb Raider 1, they're going to start reliving the music from it, some of the artwork, the original sources behind it. It's going to be so cool. It's a big, big year for Tomb Raider.
Yeah. Well, that's pretty cool. You know what? I think an anime series could be really good, because Tomb Raider never really found its footing in live action movies.
No,
the Lara Croft, not the Lara Croft, the Angelina Jolie ones are pretty fun. They're pretty fun.
Yeah.
Well, they're not kind of they don't really give you the same tone as the games. And then the Alicia Vikander one is not fun, and also does not give you the tone of the games.
Yeah.
So
that's it. Did you also? Sorry, that was the other piece of news that came out. Is that there's another Alicia Vikander movie coming from Misha Green is going to direct it. The Lovecraft County's director. Is that be right? She's going to direct this new one, and Vikander's coming back, which I think Alicia Vikander makes the perfect Lara Croft from the reboot trilogy, young Lara. So again, I'm super excited for that. And Underworld, or the Tomb Raider movie that came out, was fantastic, apart from the Scooby-Doo ending. It was great.
Just from the story that they tried to tell, it was just not good.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people were like, because they changed director, because the guy who directed the first one, this isn't returning, and people were like complaining. They were like, "Oh, it's a shame we don't get to see his vision for the story." And I was like,
Yeah.
this is really good news." Yeah, because he was not good.
No, he was not. No, I mean,
if you want to hear our opinion on that movie in particular, if you want to hear our like in-depth, detailed opinion on that movie, we have a podcast that we did like 3 years ago.
That's right. That was 2018.
Go listen to that.
Yeah, that movie.
We tried so hard to love that film, but we just didn't.
That movie grossed like 280 or 90 million at the box office as well. That was huge. That movie, like that was like to be like the big reboot. And yeah, we said with that movie that we could almost. This isn't a spoiler or anything, but we said we could recut that movie, taking out all of the father's pieces and make a better movie.
Yeah.
Like he didn't have to be in it, and it would have been such a better movie. But anyway, this Misha Green has already said, she said something about enjoying, I think it was her, said something about enjoying Tomb Raider Legend, the style of Tomb Raider Legend, and the kind of supernatural flair that came with it. And she has already worked alongside Jordan Peele and J.J. Abrams, so I would expect the next Tomb Raider movie to have like that hint of like supernatural feel to it, and the kind of stuff that we've seen in like Legend and Underworld in those games. And I'm just super excited, man. Anything Tomb Raider, I'm super excited. I also believe that we are going to get the original games remastered at some point, although Crystal Dynamics have come out and said they have no plans for a game in the near future. But I don't believe that. I don't believe that at all.
Doesn't have to be Crystal Dynamics though. Hey? Could
That's
be
it.
Core.
That's it. Yeah.
If they still exist in any way.
I don't know if Core still exists. That's it. I don't know if they do. But you have like Square Enix are on Tomb Raider now, aren't they? With Crystal Dynamics?
Yes. I don't know.
Yeah, Square Enix took over like the
Eidos still
right.
exist.
That's somewhere. Right. Yeah. There's so many. It's changed hands a good few times, but man, I'm super excited. That Tomb Raider news just got me all riled up this weekend, man. I seen
you were playing it as well. So
yeah. You can look forward to. I say you can look forward. You can. Yeah, I don't even know what the correct phrase is.
Only empty promise.
Yeah, look forward to maybe a video or two coming soon of reliving Tomb Raider, the old Tomb Raider games 25 years on, with me, Chris.
With Chris.
But yeah, that's some of my news for this week, D.
In some decidedly not Tomb Raider related news, I have a story here about a British man, who, in a drunken stupor, legally changed his name by deed poll to, can you guess what, Chris? He changed his name to?
So a drunken
man. He named it after a famous celebrity.
So this is a drunken Englishman changed his name legally to named after a celebrity. Is the celebrity also British?
Yep.
Is it Freddie Mercury?
Nope.
Oh, sorry, I jumped in there.
Nope.
Is it like Michael Jackson or something?
Nope, you're never going to get it.
Is it like Gandhi?
It's so bizarre.
Okay, go on. Tell me.
I wish. He has legally changed his name to Celine Dion.
Like what?
My heart will go on. Celine Dion.
Like why?
So, like,
I don't know. Is he like a super fan? Is he like obsessed? Is that what this is?
Apparently, he is obsessed. Although he does admit he was heavily intoxicated at the time. It was Thomas Dodd was his name. I guess it's legally no longer his name. While watching one of the singer's concerts online or on YouTube, the Englishman drunkenly thought it would be a great idea to change his name to that of the Canadian Chanteuse. I don't know what that word is. As a result, he went online in order to have his name legally changed, electronically filing the paperwork and paying the fee. He completely forgot about it until a thick envelope arrived containing all the paperwork related to his new legal name. So he forgot that he'd done it, received a letter in the post with like a big contract saying, your name is now legally Celine Dion.
What is I know this is like a weird question. What is the fee you have to pay to legally change your name? Do you know?
Actually, it doesn't actually specify that, although I don't think it's super cheap. I think it's a couple of £100.
That's it. Like, that's what I was thinking. Like, this isn't going to be cheap.
Oh.
Yeah.
No. Like, I don't know. I guess some people get drunk and spend money on like stupid things that are stupid products that they get delivered. This is
Yeah.
what he has to live with now. According to the former Thomas Dodd, he nearly passed out in his kitchen when he opened the envelope and dimly remembered what he had done.
Yeah. What a fucking
My initial
idiot.
concern was, how on earth do I tell the HR department at work that I need to change my email footer?
I take it this guy isn't like married or anything.
I don't think so, no.
Yeah, because that would be something to explain to the wife, like,
Oh hell, you just all have to change your name to Dion.
Surname Dion. I am now Celine Dion.
He also admitted to praying he doesn't get pulled over by the police for anything, because that could be a difficult one to explain. And he had to pay for 8 extra certificates to prove his name, which cost £10 each. So
Another
aside from the fee, he's paid £80 just to have like proof of his new name.
Is there any word of the original Celine Dion reaching out, like making a comment or anything on this?
Nothing on that. No, nothing on that.
If you were a celebrity, would you be flattered or would you be a bit weirded out at that?
I think they probably get plenty of that, to be honest. I think they're probably kind of right.
Celine Dion, that's not actually her real name, though, is it?
I couldn't tell you. Asked his opinion of what the real Dion would think.
Yeah,
he figures that because she's a little bit loopy like me, she'll find it funny. Because apparently he knows Celine Dion pretty well.
Wow.
And Chris, this is the best part. He has also confirmed he has no intention of undoing the name change. He says, I have no desire to change it again. I'm 100% committed. Wow. That is until the next time I have a bit too much to drink.
Yeah, and then he changed it to something else. I mean, that sounds like a decent disposable income he has, but Jesus, man.
He's got money to burn, that boy.
Wow. Celine Dion, though. Like there's cooler celebrities. Like, if you had to change your name to a celebrity's name, who would you change it to?
I don't know. I wouldn't change it to a celebrity's name. I'll change it to something cool, like Max Power.
Or Jan Balsrud. Call me Jan from now on.
Jan Balsrud would be good.
Yeah. Or Forrest Fan, you know.
Miriam Rodriguez. A true hero.
A true saint.
That's someone worth changing your name to.
Yeah.
Actually.
Yeah. I thought you were going to say...
You want to find out what we're talking about? Check out last week's podcast.
Change it to like Mahatma Gandhi or something. Fuck's sake. Wow, that's
those
crazy.
People are deserving of it. Like Celine Dion.
Celine Dion went a bit crazy there with like weight loss and shit for a while. I remember that was in the news for a while. Like she looks poorly. Like,
can I be honest with you, Chris? I forgot, like, Celine Dion is not a person I would consider like a famous celebrity. This guy talked about like going to see her at concerts and stuff, and I was like, in my head, she could have been dead. Like, that's how long ago I feel like she was relevant. Like, she could have been like not dead of like an accident, like dead of nearly old age. That's how like the last time I've heard
she's
her.
Like, she's like 65.
In my life,
I think.
It could be. She could be 40, Chris, and I couldn't tell you.
The last I heard of Celine Dion outside of like the whole weight thing was whenever she did the Deadpool 2 Ashes soundtrack with Ryan Reynolds.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, like big dramatic opening, like James Bond-esque montage song thing they did at the start of Deadpool 2. That was her. But that was I was like 17 around there. Yeah. So that's a while ago.
I'm sure she's like fine, and I mean, apart from the
alive and well.
Yeah, she's still pumping out songs and touring away to her heart's content. But
because her heart will go on, D. Because her heart,
of course,
will go on. That's it.
I'll never stop beating.
Yeah, D, what are we saying? If we had to change our name, we would clearly change it to Nicolas Cage.
Oh, that's true. You can go for Nicolas Cage, and I'll go for Nicolas Coppola or whatever it was.
Okay. Yeah.
So just so there's no confusion, you know what I mean?
Nicky C, you can refer me. You can refer to me as. Speaking of the man, the myth, the legend, is it time we cage the beast?
Yeah, I think it is.
Rawr! Rawr! Okay, here we go. The part of the show where
sick tiger.
It is, yeah. The part of the show where we discuss the man that is Nicolas Cage and everything he's been getting up to. I'm honestly shocked that every single week we have something to discuss about Nic Cage. Like, He's the gift that keeps on giving.
Exactly, yeah. He's always up to something. Or, as in the case, the piece of news I have this week, he was up to something quite a while ago, but this news has kind of just emerged.
Okay. Tell me.
So, Nicolas Cage could have been, in some alternate universe, he could have been the Karate Kid.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Imagine that. We know now. Listen, if you need to see Nic Cage do some martial arts, check out Jiu-Jitsu. Just came out. He is a Jiu-Jitsu master.
That's it.
It's got horrendously reviewed.
Has it?
So
yeah.
It's gonna be a good time. Check that one out. Yeah.
Oh God.
Got it's not been received well by critics, Chris.
Okay.
But he did audition to be the Karate Kid, which
Did not
obviously
know that.
went to Ralph Macchio.
Yeah. Yeah.
But apparently, yeah, this is coming from the lips, from the words, from the mouth of Ralph Macchio himself. He says that although he was pretty certain the producers wanted him for the role, because he didn't have enough star power, they also auditioned. Apparently, he says he saw Charlie Sheen on set. He saw Nic Cage and he saw Robert Downey Jr. all come in to potentially replace him.
Wow.
So we could have had any of those three could have potentially been, Karate Kid.
It's easy saying now that they picked the right one, but because, hindsight and all that, but I just can't picture Nic Cage as like the Karate Kid.
Wipe on, wipe off? No way.
No.
He would have had those cars buffed in about an hour, Chris. He wouldn't have been there all night.
And then
he would have been like, done. I'm out of here.
He'd come up with some kind of genius plan to steal them all in around an hour. In around a minute. Sorry, in like 60 seconds.
And he'd write his plan on the back of the Declaration of Independence.
Yeah, exactly. My God, there's a couple of good movies in there.
I mean, maybe they could recreate it today with Nic Cage as the Karate Kid.
Mm-hmm. I mean, the guy looks good. Like right now, he looks good. Like in that series he has about swear words on Netflix, he looks good.
Mm-hmm.
He
does.
He looks healthy, which is important.
Good-looking guy. What can we say, Chris? I'm gonna completely mess the system up here. I've got a second piece of news because I didn't really think that was news because it was kind of just like a tidbit.
Okay.
It's a Cage tidbit.
Yeah.
The news that we have this week is pretty exciting stuff. Marvel are reportedly desperate to get Nic Cage back as the Ghost Rider. I mean, when you think of Nic Cage movies, that rises straight to the top. The Ghost Rider, not trilogy, duo.
I've never actually watched them.
Neither have I.
I've seen clips, and it's more than enough.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that's a fair thing to say. Mm-hmm. This is actually what surprised me, though, right? Ghost Rider came out just before the original Iron Man came out. So they kind of kicked off at the same time.
That shocked me. That news shocked me that I had to cough. Yeah, I thought, to me, Iron Man is ancient.
Yeah, well, I didn't know. I thought Ghost Rider was even older than that, though. But
I didn't. I thought it was much later.
Out of those two, one did a little bit better.
I think
the second Ghost Rider film came out the same year as the original Avengers film. So
yeah, but to say that they're desperate to get him back that's a big thing to reprise that role. I clearly they want him. Yeah.
Consider Marvel are so big now. They're
they're
massive.
Huge. Yeah.
Apparently, Chris, they want to get him back to reprise his role as Blaze in the new Doctor Strange movie, Multiverse of Madness. So I think the whole thing is that
Multiverse of Madness sounds very childish to me.
Yeah, it's like Marvel have they've kind of. But this is my theory, right? Don't want to turn this into like a Marvel fandom podcast, but my theory is, when Disney bought Fox?
Yeah.
Well, didn't they? So they're going to try and merge all of the Fox Marvel characters into the Disney Marvel characters, because obviously X-Men exists in a separate universe. Ghost Rider exists in a separate universe. Spider-Man used to be in a separate universe.
That's right. That's right.
So I think that's why they're doing multiverse, is so that they can say we can bring Nic Cage as Ghost Rider
As
into
Blaze.
the Marvel films.
Yeah, okay.
Exactly, without being like kind of like, oh, what are they doing here? Same actor, different character, same character. What's going on? They'll just be like, yeah, this is a fucking multiverse. Yeah, this is. Don't even worry about it. Just accept it.
That makes sense, D. Although
that's what I think they're doing.
Yeah.
Although I take your point, Multiverse of Madness sounds like it's a bit, but then again, Spider-Verse sounded a bit weird as well, and it's like
Spider-Verse
the best
sounds
Spider-Man
weird,
movie.
but like I got it. Whereas like Multiverse of Madness sounds like a cheap fucking roller coaster at like a state fair or something.
You don't want to get on that roller coaster.
Step right up into the Multiverse of Madness.
It's just like goggles that blur your vision.
Yeah,
Whoa,
that's exactly it. Yeah,
this is too much, man.
End up giving you fucking glaucoma or something.
But yeah, like that's it. And sure, what else is happening? Aren't they bringing like all the different Spider-Man back into the next Spider-Man film? You're gonna have Tobey Maguire, and
that's pretty cool though.
So they've
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was saying that's pretty cool. I'm just happy to see Tobey Maguire coming back. I haven't heard of Tobey Maguire in fucking years, D.
He's the same as Celine Dion. Like he could be.
He could be dead.
I don't know what he's been doing.
I know.
He could be dead.
Yeah. That's cool. Thank you for a double piece of news. You hit me with a double whammy there today. That's nice.
Yeah. Well, I wanted to be unpredictable, like Nick. Yeah.
Like Nicky is, yeah. Like Nicky C. I wonder if there's I'm just looking at like the Funko Pop collection. I wonder if there's like either a Nic Cage one or a Ghost Rider one. I'm sure there is. I'd like to get that. I'd like to get that for the studio. We'll figure that out.
Just a Nic Cage Funko Pop. We good.
Yeah, we've got an awesome Nic Cage poster, or like signed commemorative poster. But we need more Nick. We can't have too much Nick. But oh yeah, that reminds me. Like we are now just 2 weeks away from Wally's Wonderland, which is set to be his Oscar-winning role.
I assume, yeah.
Like it's got to clean up. Let's be real.
Yeah, exactly. It's going to be our generation's Schindler's List.
But isn't there a thing like it's not to be like related to like despite the fact it's like completely Five Nights at Freddy's, it's not to be associated with Five Nights or something?
Oh yeah. Like Five Nights at Freddy's is Lego. This is Mega Bloks.
Yeah, that's it. That's
what it is.
Because like, could you call it that? So what I'm trying to get across here is, can we call this a video game movie? No.
That's a fair point. Actually, I like by sheer technicality, probably not. But
No.
in realistically, yeah.
Yeah,
like
in my eyes, it's a video
film
game movie.
based on yeah.
Until they actually come out with like a Five Nights movie that I can be like, okay, that's the Five Nights movie, which I would love to see, by the way. But yeah, I would still call this a video game movie. It has potential. I mean, we know what video game movies are like, D. Let's be real.
Yeah. Like, if you go in with low enough sort of expectations, they can be good.
Mm-hmm.
That's true.
I went into that Tomb Raider with pretty low expectations, and
I went in with high, and I got disappointed.
No, I think I like the bar was slowly climbing, and then they hit us with that like final third, and it was like, okay, well, thanks for that again, but whatever. You know the best part of that? I had great pick and mix that evening. It was
a good cinema going experience.
It was
minus the film part.
Yeah, I watched it recently, actually, either right before or right after Christmas it was on, and most of my family watched it, and they enjoyed it just for like the action-packed movie that it was. But in terms of like the story, I know my dad didn't really necessarily enjoy that aspect of it either. It was kind of like, oh, okay. There you are.
Yeah.
But anyway,
it was too weird.
Let's get on with it then, D. That is the news of the week. If you're still tuned into us, thank you very, very much. I think it's time we get stuck into our main topic of the week, which is the Reddit's annals that we have dredged, that we have scoured over, that we have trawled the deepest, darkest corners of Reddit to bring you what are deemed the funniest Reddit stories, true stories from around the globe. I hope we don't cross lines in any of these, D.
Yeah, we might cross streams. Wouldn't be good.
No. Sword fighting.
I don't think we will. I think Reddit is like an endless, timeless collection. So if we did, I think the chances are so slim. But perhaps we did, Chris. Perhaps we did.
Okay. Yeah. So I only have a couple because I didn't want to keep this going on for too long. We're trying to keep this nice and short and sweet. But again, like we're always every couple episodes we like to dive back into Reddit because it's just nice and easy and you know. But yeah,
we're lazy.
Well, that's exactly it.
Yeah.
Do you want to go first this week, or should I go first?
Sure, I'll proceed. Okay, I'm gonna start this with a horror story.
Oh,
really? It's what it is.
Okay.
You know, it's panic room in the modern era. It's basically what this is.
You're joking.
No, I am. It's not. It's not. It's a lot more lighthearted than that, Chris. Here we go.
Okay.
Female, I presume this is telling this story. My friend Jenna moved into a nice new condo last month, and I finally got a chance to check it out for the first time today.
Okay. So a condo is basically, to us, it's like, is it like an apartment, a flat? Would that be right?
I haven't a clue, Chris. They keep talking about this in America.
I always hear condo. Yeah.
Right. If I go by the office and the office alone, it's like a terraced house. It's just like a house in a row of houses.
Yeah.
Because that's what he has. And apparently that's a condo.
Yeah.
A condominium. I haven't a clue. Anyway.
I'm happy enough with that, yeah.
So it's in America. You probably gathered then. I arrived before she got home from work, but she told me to let myself in with the spare key under the potted plant, make myself comfortable, relax, etc. So that's what she did. She let herself in. I made myself a sandwich and I was meandering around eating and checking out her swanky new place when the front door opened and a really large, unfamiliar man with a duffel bag comes in. So a big, intimidating dude, and she says, I'm a 4'11" woman, so I'm immediately scared.
Yeah.
And he looked equally shocked to see me. When I see his duffel bag, and I realize that I have surprised some piece of shit trying to burgle the place.
Oh, okay.
So
wow, yeah.
She panics. And her instinct is to just throw her sandwich right at his face, distract him. As she legs it to the bedroom, locks herself in.
Right.
So she's like shaking, and he's up at the door, pounding on the door, yelling at her to get the fuck out. And she starts screaming back, telling him to get the fuck out. And then she says, I'm going to call the police. But she's bluffing because her phone is not on her. She doesn't have her phone on her.
Shit.
So she's like bluffing, saying she's going to call the police.
And basically, she's just waiting on her best friend. He yells
back saying that, yeah, well, that's it. I don't know what. She's panicking, heat of the moment type stuff, Chris. But as she's saying this, he's shouting back at her, telling her that he's going to call the police on her. And then she kind of takes a second and realizes that the room that she is in is definitely not a woman's room. It's a room of a male persuasion, she says. And she asks him through the door, does she know Jenna? Or does he know Jenna? And he says, yes, that's my next door neighbor.
Jesus
Christ. Jenna's next door neighbor keeps a key under the potted plant the exact same way.
And she just let herself into a stranger's house. Oh, fuck. And made herself a sandwich, too.
Yeah, like, that's so fucking weird. Like, but she was told to make herself at home. She goes in, makes herself at home, and this guy just, like, drops in, like... But I'm thinking about... This whole time I'm thinking, what are the chances, like, right? So, we're talking about condos. I'm guessing they're just, like, a row of houses that are all identical. So they go to an identical house with just a different number.
Yeah.
The key is in the same place. and she lets herself in, and this guy happens to come home at the same time that she's there. I'm just like, what the hell? Like,
That's
but
wow.
she says, this is a today I fucked up. She says, today I fucked up by wasting a sandwich.
Yeah. That's
imagine being that guy though. Hey?
I
Imagine
know.
coming in, seeing a stranger in your house.
Yeah, he's
and
probably
she
just coming in
fires a
from work.
sandwich at your
Like,
face.
oh, that's so crazy. I know, yeah. Fires a sandwich and runs and locks
It's like
herself in your bedroom. You'd just be like, what the fuck is going on here? What? Yeah.
I think it's like a tweaker or something like that who's broke in looking for drugs. You're like, get the fuck out of here.
That's a good one, D. That's a good one. Okay, I got one here. This is a really awkward story. Coming from username OJ's lawyer. And this is the story of being the world's greatest wingman. All right. So, my friend was sleeping over at my house. My parents and brothers were all sleeping upstairs while we were downstairs watching TV, playing video games and shit. At around 1 a.m., he asks if this girl can come over, this is a girl he really wants to get with. And I don't want to turn him down, so I reluctantly agree on the condition that she's quiet. So the three of us are hanging out, and I make some excuse to leave the room so that my friend can have some alone time with this girl. Now, he's in his own house, this guy, all right? So this is just a nice step, all right? So I'm upstairs in my room when I start hearing loud moans. This is bad news for me, but great news for my friend, because he's losing his virginity to a girl he really likes. I hear stirring in the next room, and I know that their bout of loud lovemaking has woken my parents. The last thing I want is for my confused father to walk in on my friend fucking some girl in our basement. So what do? I quickly go to Pornhub, click on the first video I see, crank that shit to 100 on my speakers, and let it play for the full 3 minutes that my buddy ended up laughing. My dad ended up...
Oh my God, that is...
My dad ended up coming into my room, discovering the source of the noise, or so he thought, and I even threw in some fapping motions under the covers and before he awkwardly left. My buddy ended up having the best night of his life, but Jesus, there was some awkward glances exchanged between my parents and I the next morning at breakfast.
Yes. That is ultimate wingman.
That is
insane.
That's quick thinking, man. That's what that is. That is incredibly quick thinking.
That's quick thinking, and like just the willingness to take. Like that's a pretty big bullet to take, man.
That's a big bullet.
Like holy shit! Like you have to let your dad discover, and you're not even doing anything.
I know. That's
the worst part about it.
I know.
It's the worst part. He's
yeah. That's brilliant.
But fair play. Yeah.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
But here, that's strange in the first place. Like bringing a girl over to another person's
weird,
house
to
do the deed. Well, here, look at America.
I know.
Basements.
That's it. Yeah. There you go. I hear you cracking open a drink there. What you got, D? What you drinking?
This week, the podcast is brought to you by Pepsi Max Cherry.
Oh, nice.
Pick up a penguin today.
Nice.
I wish we were brought to you by Pepsi Max Cherry. They got deep pockets over there, Pepsi. Let me tell you. Do you want me to hit you up with another one, Chris?
Yeah. Hit me up. Yeah.
This one's a little bit awkward, but I can relate to this one. I'm sure probably the most of us can. America. I went to get a $29 haircut. Right.
Okay.
So I don't know what that's. I don't think that's too unreasonable. I think that's only about like £15 or £16. I know it's probably it's not too bad.
Okay.
$29 after tax, so that's including tax, which I don't understand in America.
All right.
I went to pay with my card, stuck it in, and then I remembered I had cash on me, so I clicked decline on the card reader, and then just went to pay with cash. All the time I'm chatting away to the woman who just had cut my hair. I handed the $40, and she looks shocked. So she looks shocked that he's handing her $40. And he kind of goes, I don't need any change. Just take that.
Okay.
And then she goes like, oh my God. Like, are you sure? And he's like, yeah. He's like, because he's thinking $29. What's that, like $11 tip? And he's like, yeah, no problem. And she's seriously, and I was like, yes, no, it's fine. Then she goes like, thank you so much. This is literally going to buy me and my kids dinner tonight. And then he was like,
hang on.
Right?
So hang on.
Strange, but he just figures,
yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
We'll get there. He's like, well, she must just get really bad tips or something. Like, this must be the first good tip she's got in a while. Whatever. Don't worry about it. He walks on out the door. And then she stops and she says, oh, wait a second. Your card transaction timed out. And you need to reinsert it to make it go through.
Yeah.
And then this is when he realized that she had thought that he paid by card and then handed her a $40 tip.
Oh.
When he realized that, he had to go back.
Oh, no, he didn't.
He had to go back. Of course he didn't, Chris. He says, this is the story of the time I paid $70 for a $29 haircut.
Oh, what a guy.
So he went back, he put his card in, he paid the $29.
That's kind of wholesome.
Let her keep the 40.
That's wholesome. Like,
yeah, I know.
Yeah, that's real nice. Just down to like just an error, really. Wow, that's really nice. I like that. That's a nice story.
He's like, he went to tip $11. He ended up tipping 40. But
nice.
Something like that happened to me. I forget how we managed it, but something like that happened to me where I was like, what did I do? It was like Christmas time. We were getting a meal, and I was going to pay by card, and I said, just put. Oh yeah, I said I was going to round up to something like maybe it was like £31 or something like that. And I said round it up to 40 for a tip.
Yeah.
But the way it was interpreted was pay for it and then add a £40 tip.
Oh, for fuck's sake!
And she was like, "All right," and she was like adding it in, and then she showed me, and I was like, no,
that's
just
not.
just £40.
That's not what I meant.
Because like thankfully she hadn't just assumed and like put it in. She was like, "Is that right?"
Yeah.
She kind of knew that. Does he mean £40 tip or does he mean this? I was like, no.
Dangerous game.
I did not do what this guy did.
Dangerous game.
Had that waitress said to me like, "Oh my God, this is gonna feed my kids tonight," obviously I was gonna fucking pay it, but like,
yeah, like
it was not quite the same.
It's
situation.
almost guilt tripping you by just being honest. You know, they're just saying something honest and wholesome, and you're like, fuck.
It's because America are so fucked up. They don't pay waitresses and stuff like enough to survive. Wage, they rely on tips. Yeah. So at that point, it's like,
tip your waiters.
There you go.
Sure, and tip. Even here, I would tip D. Even like here, back like where you don't have to tip. Like if it's good service, I'm like you said there. Like I'm just gonna round it up and be like, there you go. You know.
Exactly. I think over here it's more a case of if you get good service, you tip.
Yeah.
But in America, is if you get bad service,
you tip 10%,
and if you get good service,
you tip 20%.
Tip better.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
You know, like because like over here,
to that extent,
if you
I'm not saying just tip 10% either. I honestly don't know the way your tipping service works. They were just figures in my head.
I don't know. Like
10, 15, 20%.
Like if I get like a coffee, right? I don't get coffee, but if I were to get a coffee, I don't think I'd be tipping my coffee every time. But if it was like $3.70 for a coffee, and I give £4, I'd be like, yeah, that's fine. But like, I don't think I'd be going out of my way to tip for something.
Yeah, I mean,
but if I go for a meal and I get good service, I'm happy to tip like a $5 or $10 or whatever it is.
But I'm normally happy in most places, D, if I ever pay with cash, which is rare. I rarely pay with cash, but if I do, and like they're gonna hand me back like change. I don't know, like under like 7,
no.
I'm like throw it into the box.
I don't want those coppers.
Yeah, I'm normally just like throw it into the box, you know, or which is like
true. The box gets a lot of action over here compared to the tip.
Yeah, the box being front of me doesn't.
But if they have a little tip jar,
yeah.
Oh yeah, sorry, you're right.
The box being over here is like a.
The box probably isn't common.
What is it like it's just like a donation box for like a certain charity that's normally set up in a different store. Can be anything,
that's it,
any kind of charity, but that's it. Well, I also have an equally wholesome piece of a story. This one revolving around dumping and how you can take over the world just dumping. Would you like to hear?
Good. Yes, immediately.
Before I begin, I'd like to retract my statement that it's not wholesome at all. But anyway, so this came about from the question that was thrown on Reddit. If you were sentenced to say 10 plus years in jail, what would you do with your time? This was the response, this guy's response. Okay. So I would go into the most crowded room, the dinner hall maybe. Then I would squat out a shit right in the middle while maintaining eye contact with anyone I could, marking my territory. And who's going to tackle the dude squatting out a deuce? Anyway, I would likely get disciplined for that, but I would continue to do it at any opportunity I got. I would do it in a shared cell if I had one as well. Then, when I feel I'd made it clear that this was my town, I'd get myself a shiv. Nothing fancy, just a reliable shanking tool. I'd go around eating other people's food and shanking anyone who tried to stop me. starting to make a name for myself now. People are going to know who runs shit around here. Pretty soon, even the guards would be wary of me. Probably leave me to do my own thing. No one is going to want to get stabbed over a couple of French fries. Once I'd made a name for myself as Dawn of the Jail, I'd unite all factions: Asians, whites, blacks, Nazis, Crips and Bloods, triads. They'd all join to make one super gang with me at the head. Then eventually, we'd make the break. No way a prison can stop a full-scale breakout if it's properly planned and executed, with each individual working as part of a unit. Then we'd go to the nearest town and pop out shits at every public area while keeping eye contact, of course. Then private areas like houses and such. Make the population know that we run this town. After repeating the prison process and making an entire town a part of my gang, we'd go to the nearest city, dropping deuces everywhere. You know the drill. Then the world.
I mean,
I thought that was it.
He's got a plan.
He's got a plan. That's all he has. That's a
The most important part of all of it, though, is the eye contact.
Is the eye contact. He's got a point in saying who's going to tackle some dude who's taking a shit.
Yeah.
But where I think he falters is the fact that he thinks that once he gets a shiv, he can just walk around shiv people.
shiv, shank.
Eventually
like
the
it's no
guards
big deal.
wouldn't even stop him. Yeah, that's brilliant. But I like the fact that, like, yeah, we're all in prison. Let's all plan a full-scale breakout, you know?
Yeah, they'll not be able to stop all of us. Like,
if anything, and recent news like Capitol Hill has taught us that these things can be achieved. All you need are numbers.
Yeah, it's like, yeah,
you know.
What do you call it? My other favorite part about that is that he kind of his like reasoning for the shiv is that he could just go and take like a bit of food off everyone's plate.
Yeah.
Because no one's gonna like get stabbed over a few French fries. I think he's right. It's just like he's not gonna come take it all. Just like for a portion, for like an apple. I'm gonna take your apple, or I'm gonna shiv you. Like,
yeah,
it's like, why not just take the whole thing? Like, you know, he's gonna be respecting his need to eat. Who is that? Do we have that username? Is that
it's Tim Tam Gaming. Yeah,
he's a gamer.
Yeah.
And they say video games don't affect kids. I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Have you got another one for me, or?
I got another one which is kind of funny. Kind of yeah. I like this one when I read it.
Okay.
My girlfriend was about to take a shower and was seriously getting her hustle on because she was getting out of her like kit. So I guess she was like running or something. She was working out. So she was making proper fucking haste for the tub. And I realized that all of her defenses were down.
Hang on.
Important to note.
Okay, yeah.
My household.
Okay, yep.
Yeah?
Go ahead. Yep. No. You covered it. It's fine. I'm caught up.
Okay. In my household, bare asses are hunted down and terminated with extreme prejudice. So, I went for the mother of all ass slaps.
Oh, fuck.
It was completely undefended territory, and I was intending to create a masterpiece. I was aiming for that initial dull thwack and the resultant perfect, satisfying vibrato, complete with concentric ass flesh ripples, a la that glass of water in Jurassic Park. That's what we're thinking of.
Fucking hell. Okay. Yeah, this is the mother of all ass slaps. Yeah. Yeah.
I made contact and immediately discovered the real reason for her hurry. My girlfriend was on the second day of her period.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, fuck.
This is the way this guy just has a way with words. I love this. I learned the term arterial spray from the TV show Dexter and have now found its southern companion.
Oh,
I was reeling. She was reeling. Did I say Bloody Mary 3 times in the mirror before spanking that ass? I couldn't remember. Fortunately, its trajectory as such was so that most of the menstruation creation splattered handily in the bathtub, including
oh, fuck.
the clot.
Oh.
Unfortunately, our bath mat did not escape entirely unharmed. Its cleaning was immediately and firmly relegated to the boyfriend work.
Jesus.
And he mentions as an aside, has anyone seen The Thing? Good movie. Fucking hell. Yeah, I lost it when I read arterial spray. I was just like, for fuck's sakes.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
I can only imagine, like.
That's incredible. Holy shit. The mother of all ass slaps. Yeah. Oh, that's brilliant.
Yeah, that's it. They hunt it down with extreme prejudice.
Yeah. Let me just see if I can find.
Guy was a bit of a wordsmith. I think we should have him on the podcast.
Yeah. What was that username? Sorry.
I didn't get the usernames. I didn't go as far as you, Chris. I was really slacking this week.
Okay. I had one there. I don't seem to have it. Give me 1 second.
I do have another one, which is kind of it's a bit of a long one, but like there's quite a bit of good wordmanship in here as well.
Okay.
Do you want me to run through this one then when you're getting the last one?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so this begins up. He's saying he's going to have to give some context here so that he looks like less of an idiot.
Okay.
Though he does thoroughly assure you that he is in fact an idiot. He's writing obviously this a while ago. He says, about 10 minutes ago I found out. About 10 goddamn minutes. I found out that a worldview I've held for my entire life is in fact not true, and apparently I'm just a weirdo. You see, whenever I exercise, something goes haywire in my brain that spikes my libido to something ridiculous.
Okay.
Think Jekyll and Hyde levels.
Okay.
It's weird for me to type because my entire life I thought that was for everyone. I legitimately thought that it was just a common thing. People exercise, and as a result, they get turned on.
Mm-hmm.
So, in my defense, how could I not think that? What are workout ads if not grr, sweat, look at this sweaty, sexy body, grr. And like 30% of all porn involving women in their 30s can be summed up with, hey, you know what goes great with Pilates? Penis. Not you people were like me who legitimately got turned on through exercise, because why else would you advertise it like that and have so many euphemisms? The fuck is wrong with you? The fuck is wrong with you? Apparently I was just dropped on my head too many times as a child or something. Now, this is a fuck up because as I'm typing this in real time, I'm remembering all of the times in my life I've tried to incorporate cardio into foreplay. Not like what? Not things like, oh, let's do some planks in bed before we blast our triceps, but things like things like getting a booty call and responding with like, yeah, let me do a quick workout first.
Okay.
I'm only realizing now just how fucking stupid this is if there's no context. Why didn't anyone tell me this? I thought like my past lovers had understood what was going on and were on the same wavelength as me.
That's brilliant.
But no, I was just a fucking fool who was doing squats in the gym before sex. Do you know how many times I did that, thinking that they worked the same way and exercise also got the blood flowing and was the mother of all aphrodisiacs? Oh God, oh fuck, oh God, fuck. I've told them to work out too. Oh my good Jesus Christ. I can't believe I did that. God save me. I didn't know. I literally told girls I was with, thinking in my stupid brain that it would be hot if they worked out beforehand. I told them they should work out more. What the fuck was I doing?
That's brilliant.
I'm literally melting in horror. I'm remembering it all. Literally thought it would do the same thing to them as it did to me, to make everything better. But instead, I'm the goddamn jackass who probably came across as herder. Tone your abs before having sex with me.
Oh, fuck.
How the fuck did they put up with that? How the fuck do I apologize for that? What the fuck am I gonna do? Am I just gonna have to call them and be like, hey, yeah, Angie, I know it's been 5 years since we talked, and I know you're in a lovely relationship, but I wanted to tell you those times I tried to get us to go on a jog before sex wasn't because I thought you were bad, but because apparently something's wrong with me. Goes on in this vein for like another like 2 paragraphs.
That's brilliant.
Like,
that's brilliant.
His life has ended because of this like dawning realization.
I mean, he did have a point though. Like it releases endorphins, but not the way he's planning on it. Like,
yeah, not the way I like go for a jog.
Yeah.
Where you go?
Where you go? Just an easy breezy 5K here before we lay. That's brilliant.
Oh yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Oh, that's fucking. Oh fuck. Sorry.
He sounds like a fitness nut, doesn't he? He sounds like he's just like.
I mean, I was just thinking, this guy must be
it's
like
the only way I could do it.
This guy must be really fucking, really fit. Like,
that's what I'm thinking. If that's how it works for him, he must just be in the gym 24/7.
Yeah, I know. Okay, I've got my last one, but it's kind of like it's one person's story and then followed up by the comment of another person's story, all relating around the same thing. It's not necessarily funny as it is kind of gross, but it is kind of funny because I laughed at this. Anyway, this one comes from Palm Tree McGee. I love usernames, man. We used to do an episode just looking at usernames. So I was in the line for funnel cakes at Six Flags for a friend's birthday. So funnel cakes is just kind of a sweet treat, and Six Flags, I think, is pretty sure like a big park. I'm pretty sure is what Six Flags is.
Oh,
in
yeah.
America.
I think you're right. Yeah.
I begin to feel a rumble deep in my bowel, which young me believed was a fart brewing. I went up to my friend. Bent over, and let one rip. The sensation I felt immediately caused me to penguin walk to the bathroom while my friends were keeled over in laughter. I had to discard the underwear I was wearing and went on to spend the next 4 hours riding the rides commando.
Oh.
The chafing afterwards is what you'd expect to be. Never trust a fart. But then, from Deviant Ska writes, one of my friend's brothers stayed the night at, this isn't my story, sorry, one of my friend's brother. He stayed the night at someone's house, and the next day he was taking his bike home. He said about halfway home, he started to feel it coming on, and he knew he had to get home quick. It was wintertime, and he booked it over a hill. On the way down, he hit a patch of ice and wrecked himself. When he hit the ground, it caused his bowels to let loose, and he shat everywhere. I'm talking liquid beer shits. It ran down his pants leg, and he was laying there covered in snow and shit. The funniest part is it didn't snow anymore, so there was a big shit stain on that part of the sidewalk for a few days after.
Oh, man. All I can imagine is like pure white snow, untouched, just like a beautiful, snowy, perfect morning, and then this fucking brown patch of shit.
Yeah, but then so I'll finish this one up with another comment from Nar Buddha, who says, my entire family got food poisoning one Thanksgiving. My brother and I were each laying on couches opposite each other, watching TV and throwing up into separate trash cans. All of a sudden, it just kind of happened. I shit my pants. I full on shit my pants. Not just a little. I'm talking
I don't know why that's funny.
All of the shit. So much shit that it soaked through immediately to my jeans. My brother was now laughing so hard that he had a fresh puking fit as I headed to clean myself up. I took a nice hot shower and went back to my couch where my brother was still puking and laughing about what I did. He then shit his pants. Can you
I've seen
imagine the
this.
stank in that room, D? Oh,
It's just so funny the way it's like all of a sudden I shit my pants. It just happened in a
yeah,
moment, just like that.
yeah. That's brilliant. I love hearing true stories. They're fucking
Oh
great.
yeah, like some people really just have a way of telling them like
Yeah,
that,
that's
and
it.
like
Like,
when
yeah.
you get to reiterate that
Mhm.
over the internet.
Fantastic. So thank you, Reddit. Thank you for all those
Do
wonderful
you know
stories.
what would be weird, Chris? If someone who wrote one of those stories for somehow was listening and they
Oh,
heard it,
that'd
and
be
were like, "That's my story."
fantastic. Yeah. Yeah.
If that's the case, somebody get in contact with us. But
Please get
I
in touch.
sincerely doubt that that's going to
I would
happen.
love for you to come on the podcast and tell us that story. Tell us your story in your own words, because
Mhm.
there's obviously bits that you're going to add to it. But yeah, that'd be fantastic. I'm sure we have plenty of stories we could tell from over the years, D. But that's a separate episode for us. I think it's about time then we move on
Check
to
out our high school memories, Chris.
yes,
If
high
you
school
want to, if you
memories.
want to
Yeah,
get a taste of that, we have that.
yeah, we do indeed. Just a taster. We should do another episode like that sometime soon, D. Just talking about old stories
Yep.
and shit, because people enjoyed that one. I think it was one of our more
Mm-hmm.
relatable episodes. It's kind of hard to relate to serial killers and crime sprees and whatnot.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's finish up with some personal with the podcast. Will we just
Yeah.
talk a little bit about what we get up to over the weeks? Forgive me again. I've been so absent on Empty Promises page. I haven't actually asked for any community questions to come in, but I will get on that for next week. I promise. I'm putting it in the diary now. So
Put it in the diary.
yeah.
Got it.
So do you want to tell me what you get up to this week, D?
Oh fuck. Let me think. Not much, Chris. Not much. That's always the fucking answer.
Yeah.
Have I done anything like interesting? I don't really think I have. I got a watch.
You
Got
got a
a
watch.
watch.
Oh,
Smartwatch.
look at that bling, bro. That is super nice. That's very nice.
Yeah, it's it's a watch.
Yeah. Does it
I was surprised by just how much of a watch it is, and you kind of think smartwatches have all these features, and it does, but
yeah.
primarily it's used for a watch.
It's just a watch. Yeah,
Like
I get
it can track your steps, so
I
it
was
can
just
do
about
all
to
those
say,
things. Like,
yeah.
and it does, and I look and I see it, and I'm like, oh, that's good to know.
Yeah.
But
You're still just using it
that's
as
good
a
to
watch.
know. But
Yeah.
primarily the amount, like, if you take the percentage of times that you look at it, it's just a watch, and I'm like, did I need this? Then I'm like, no, fuck it, it's cool. It's weird. Why
That's
not?
it. Like I was after a watch D for about a year and a half, like a good watch that I could wear for running as well as everyday wear. And this year, like at Christmas, my parents got me a great Garmin Forerunner, and it comes with you can't see that in that light. It comes with like a heart rate monitor and the whole lot. And I've been tracking all of my workouts and stuff on it. And like you say, it's a watch, and it's an incredible watch. It tells the time. Outside of running, do I ever wear the watch? No, I never check the time. I never wear it. I wear it only for my runs. And I kind of think then when I see you, I'm like, my wrists are so naked. I need a watch, but it's there. I just don't wear it.
At least you do put it on for the run though, because that's my thing is that
yeah.
I would things like that you kind of like, oh, I need to do this before I can go and do a run. I don't go running ever, right? But I would go for, I have to walk the dogs. It's nice to know
steps,
how many steps you're doing,
absolutely,
heart rate and stuff like that there. It's kind of interesting. But the thing is, if it's not something that I wear all the time, like I will never have the presence of mind to go get that before we go for the walk. I'll just go, and then I'll be on the walk and I'll go, fuck, I wish I had brought that. Or even on my phone, I wish I had started the step tracker, but I always forget. But when it's on your wrist and it's literally attached to you, then that goes away, which is kind of nice.
Yeah.
Would you be like a watch? Like, would you like some people like really like their watches, like not smartwatches or electronic things, but like actual mechanical, sort of metallic and silver watches and stuff like that?
I appreciate the look of a really nice watch. Like I appreciate it. Like if I was maybe getting like dressed up for like I don't know, something, I don't know, a dinner or a wedding or something. Event. It's nice to have just that little bit of accessory, a nice accessory. Other than that, I don't really care. I don't care about time too much.
Yeah.
You know,
I'm. I don't agree with it. You know,
yeah.
it's always working against me. So fuck it. I
It's
don't
kind of
want
weird
to
as
know
well,
anything
D.
about it.
But like even from lockdown, from like last year, it's like you don't really have to know the time as much. You know, I've almost got myself into
Yeah.
like a set pattern where I know I'll do this first in the morning, then I do this, then I do this, or maybe work or whatever, and then I have gym in the afternoon and blah blah blah. But I don't necessarily need to know like bang on 12 o'clock. Okay, this is what I'm doing. Blah blah blah. You know, it's weird.
Mhm. Oh yeah, yeah,
Time
yeah.
just doesn't seem to really
I
matter.
get you.
What was that like? What is that saying? No amount of money ever bought a second of time, or something like that. Yeah,
That's true. Yeah,
yeah,
that is
yeah,
very true.
yeah, yeah. There you go.
You should
Uh,
think of your time as money. You should
yeah,
think of your time as like, I'm gonna go and do this thing. If I was working, that would get me, X amount of money.
yeah,
Is it worth? You should think of that because your time is much more valuable than your money.
yeah, yeah. That's it. Yeah, there you go. Wise words coming from Empty Promise this week, D. Jesus, incredibly wise words.
Yeah, man. We're incredibly deep, thoughtful people,
Philosophical.
and
Yeah.
incredibly modest as well,
Yes.
and quite
Yes.
humble.
Yeah, we are. We are incredibly modest people, D. I don't know why we would ever feel the
Um,
need to be unmodest.
no.
Unmodest, is that even a word? I don't know. Do you want to know the absolute whale of a time I had this week, D? I cleaned my computer and my hard drive. I organized it.
Very nice. Oh, okay. I actually thought you physically meant cleaning it, like as in like you took it out and dusted it and stuff.
Well, I kind of did that too. I gave it a quick wipe, but there's only so
Oh,
much
really?
cleaning of a hard drive you can kind of do, I guess.
Yeah, no, but I thought because we recently had to take our computers apart, go
Yeah.
in and
Hmm.
remove the dust, and we had to take the hard drive out of the
Yeah.
computer, dust
Yeah.
it, put it back. The internal hard drive.
Yeah. Yeah.
We had to do all that because
Yeah.
owning pets, things get dusty as all hell.
Yeah. No, I know the feeling. I this week, D, I set up my new desk setup. I think I showed you a picture of that.
This
Um,
looks very nice, Chris.
it's getting there. It's not finished yet. There's a couple more bits and pieces I want for it, just to finish the setup. But it's weird because I had it set up and I stood back and I was looking at it and I was like, "What's the one thing that's missing?" And I was like, "I would love a computer on this desk. Don't know why.
Mm.
I would just love a computer. I have no need for a computer. I have a very powerful laptop that does everything I need it to do, but I can't get it out of my head that I want a computer."
Get yourself right.
Mm-hmm.
Get yourself a laptop stand and an additional monitor, keyboard, mouse, and you have a computer. And then you can take the
Oh,
laptop away and you have it on the go. And then when
that's
you
nice.
want it, you put it up on its wee
That's a nice
stand, you
idea.
set it up, put the
Yeah.
other screen beside it. You got dual screen, then you
Yeah.
got dedicated keyboard, mouse.
That's nice.
And
That's
your
a nice idea.
portable.
Yeah.
You got it all.
Especially
Best of
like
both worlds,
yesterday, I was setting up for. So I took the Elgato out again for like the first time in fucking years to start doing some recording. And I was just setting everything up and I was like, oh, it'd be so much easier if I just had like a computer just built in there that I could just hook everything up and everything would run smoothly as one. But no, yeah, we're getting there. I had the Elgato out yesterday, like I said. I played a little bit of, well, I didn't, this is the thing, I didn't actually play anything yesterday. I've just been running over the settings. And those old Tomb Raider games on Steam, there's a lot of fuckery with some of them, trying to get like the best settings, and there's like a load of different patches, like if you want like the nicest pictures and stuff.
Oh yeah.
So that's what I spent my day doing. I've got like 4 of the 5 of them up and running extra smooth, so I just need to get the last one today and then I'm good to go.
You're gonna start maybe we see some Tomb Raider footage on the channel. Who knows?
I think so, maybe. I think just with this year, especially being like the 25 years of Tomb Raider, I'd like to do something to mark the occasion, you know? Big part of my gaming,
Definitely,
my
like
gaming catalog in life is Tomb Raider, like, so.
yeah.
Also,
It was in your formative years. It was an influence in your formative years, Tomb Raider.
that's exactly what it was, D. Oh, that's a lovely way of putting it. Yeah. Mm-hmm. What else did you get up to this week? Anything?
Man, like not really.
You were back home. You were back home, Derry Noose.
I whipped out. I whipped out the bow
Did
for a
you?
bit yesterday. That was, yeah, because I had a real hankering for that,
Now,
and I
hang
can't
on.
wait to get set up in the new house because we'll have like freedom to kind of use that up there. I can't use it here in Belfast because we have like houses either side of us.
Yeah, explain a little bit as well, just for those listening that don't understand. You've made yourself a fucking really awesome bow and arrow.
Oh, I no, I did make a bow a few years ago,
Uh,
and it's still kicking about somewhere. And like, yeah, it was a kind of like really cool process. You can just like sort of take a stick.
yeah,
You can just take like a plank of wood, and you can kind of like plane it down, and then like you can get it bending at the limbs, and you can make a bow. And that's
yeah,
what I did. I thought that was really cool. I did that before I'd ever fired a bow in my life,
yeah,
like
yeah.
properly. I did that just as a project, and then I started firing, and then I realized that the one I'd made was very low draw weight. So
Okay,
like
yeah,
when you pulled it right the way back to like the length, your draw distance,
yeah.
it was only about like everything's measured in pounds for
Pounds per
these things. So
square inch
something
of
like
pressure or something. Yeah,
no, just pounds, like just
just
pounds
pounds.
of
Oh, right.
weight.
Okay, okay.
It's really weird. It's like you kind of pull it back. The way
Hmm.
you do it, like if you had like a something for measuring your bags, you're going on a plane
Yes. Oh, yes, yes, yes.
and you lift it up.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
If you just did that instead of pulling, you just pull the string back with one of those,
yeah, yeah. I
it'll
get you.
tell you how much weight is actually being
So,
generated.
did you buy a bow?
So yeah, I bought a bow that was like 35 pounds, which was
Wow.
a lot more. But then that way you can actually fire like at decent speeds.
Where'd you buy that from?
So I bought that like 2 years ago, man, as well. I bought it on like some archery website,
Do me a favor
and then
and
it was it was more bespoke.
send me a picture of it,
Forward
will
you
you?
those
And
links.
if yeah, because we've been talking about
Aye.
doing stuff like that because like we live, as you know, like on the forest, and there's so like we have some amount of like play space there for stuff like that. So that could be something cool
Yeah,
to do
yeah.
if I had something decent to fire.
It's a really fucking yeah. It's a nice like little thing. It's like kind of just trying to pursue. It's like almost like shooting,
Yeah,
except with something a lot less lethal. A lot
yeah,
less lethal.
yeah,
So like
yeah, yeah. Well, I don't know. I mean,
it's kind
if
of
you get
fun.
hit with an
It's always
arrow,
about
you're gonna know it.
getting precision and getting your like
Yeah,
yeah, true. And like you can get like you can get compound bows which are like fucking 80 pounds of like draw weight, which like if you
is that a
fire
lot? Yeah.
an arrow with a prop, yeah, that's a lot, man. Like if you were to pull 80 pounds back,
Yeah.
you might like I don't even know if you could. Could you lift 80 pounds like up with one arm?
80
What's 80
pounds.
pounds? I don't
What
even
is
know.
that? Like 30 kilo, 35 kilo, something like that.
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe. I don't know.
So when you're pulling it on
Yeah,
like
when you're pulling
the
it on like that plane.
not yeah
Yeah.
yeah, so it's kind of harder
Wow.
as well. It's not just
Yeah.
like lifting up,
I can
but
imagine, yeah.
you have to do that. But then these compound bows, because you don't have to hold that, it's kind of you feel it when you pull back, but once you get to full length,
Hmm.
there's like little mechanisms in it which hold it,
Hmm.
so you can fire those like accurately, pretty much like.
Oh yeah, nice.
So I've seen those, and they're like, man, if you had one of those and you hit something with it, like you could fucking kill. Like
Wow.
obviously, people go hunting with these things, like
Yeah, yeah.
Joe Rogan
Yeah.
goes hunting
Yeah.
with those fuckers, like so.
Yeah.
It's
Oh, it's
insane
one of
the
those
power you can get on
bows?
them.
Oh yeah, I know the bows you're
You can,
talking about now. Yeah,
well, I
yeah.
don't have one of those.
Yeah.
I don't have one of those.
No,
So
no,
like
yeah, but I know the one you're talking about. Holy
that's
fuck.
big bucks, but yeah,
Yeah. We were actually looked recently
that was like
into picking up a .22 rifle, which is like, but and this is to anybody listening that may be able to help me with getting one of those .22. It's like the lever art, the lever, not lever arch, but lever. What's that? Load mechanism thing. You know, like it looks like a Winchester
yeah.
rifle. Yeah. One of those. If anybody can help me acquire one of those in Northern Ireland, please help me out with that. I would be forever grateful. For the same thing, just target practice is the only thing I want it for. But there's like conditions like around here, like you got to own land and stuff and all that kind of stuff. But it's one of those would be awesome to own, I think.
I think if you go right, I think if you go across the border, it's a lot easier.
Is it? Yeah.
I think so, because I remember the time we went ages ago for Liam's birthday. We went to one of them firing ranges outside of
Yeah,
Vinny,
that's right. You were saying
and
that.
they were like you can get them in the north. It's like you need a purpose. They're like why do you need a gun?
Yeah, yeah,
So a lot of the times you're just saying for target practice isn't enough. So in the north, it's like you need to have land and you need to have a purpose. You're like I'm hunting
like
rodents
pests on
or
my
I'm
land.
hunting
Yeah, yeah,
pests.
yeah.
Yeah. So that's why there's that background. But in the south, I think you're allowed to own it for the purpose of just shooting it. For
Okay, okay, yeah.
shooting
It's
practice, whatever. But I think you might have to keep it at the range rather than at home
oh fuck
in those
right. Okay,
circumstances.
okay. That's pretty weird, but okay. I'll look into that actually. Anybody listening, if you can at all help me, I don't care where in the world you are, but if you know anything
And
about this kind of stuff, help me out, please.
anyone listening, do everything that you can to prevent Chris from getting a gun because we're all very worried. We're all very concerned. Like,
um, but
especially in
yeah,
Northern Ireland, I think it makes sense to make it kind of tough to get a gun
yeah, I
because
guess, yeah, it
we
could
just
fall,
don't have the
yeah,
best history with them, to be honest
with
with you.
weapons. No, no, and guerrilla warfare.
Yeah,
Yeah, it wouldn't
in
be a
general.
great thing. Yeah,
So like,
yeah. Um, but yeah, that's. I'm trying to think if I got up to anything else. I got some nice pizza yesterday. D treated myself to some nice pizza.
where'd you go, Chris?
I just went Domino's. They have a tremendous deal on at the minute where once you spend £15 or more, you get 50% off. Like hello?
Oh,
Like
I beat that.
obviously I'm gonna do that. So I got two pizzas.
How are they
after lunch.
making money?
Yeah, this is it. Like they couldn't be made like well, I suppose the cost of making a pizza is probably pence to them. And they're like Domino's is
Yeah,
expensive.
true.
Like, for a pizza, it's fucking expensive. So but I got two of those yesterday and I have at least 3/4 of one sitting downstairs. So I'm gonna have some nice leftover pizza after this. For some lunch.
Awesome.
Yeah. I think that's really it. The desk project kind of took up a good portion of my days, despite the fact my dad did like the painting and all in my room. Because he's real good at that stuff. So I just let him work away. And then we actually, do you know this is cool. I'll send you a picture of this actually, D. But do you know the drawers, like the Alex IKEA drawers, right? Like you have, like you and Laura would have.
Yeah.
You know the way the desk sits on top of them, and you can get little spacers.
Yes.
I don't have one on me, but the little spacers, and it kind of raises the desk up maybe like 3 or 4 inches. Well, I didn't have enough of those, so we decided to utilize the fact that we live in a forest, and we cut down a big long log and peeled it all back, and then my dad chopped it up into like 4-inch like round.
Yeah.
And now I've got those supporting my desk all the way around. It looks like the wood effect on the drawers looks really, really cool.
That's nice. Real rustic.
Yeah, very rustic, very rustic. Yeah.
I like that.
So that's what I did. I'm trying to think.
Next thing you know, we'll be making a desk out of those logs. But
yeah, I know. You never know. I think that's pretty much all I got up to this week. Not a very exciting week, overly exciting week. We're just getting January behind us, and now we're starting into February. So hopefully by next week I'll be able to say that we might have some kind of new video on the channel or something like that.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, that's about
a
it.
Tomb Raider, perhaps, or maybe something else. Who knows?
Yeah, who knows? Who knows indeed.
Chris, I've got a new tagline for our podcast.
Oh, hang on. Like. Let me get the my page open for this one.
Because I was thinking, right, like our whole shtick is Empty Promise Podcast because we tend to commit to things that we don't necessarily follow through on. For example, new video on the channel in February. May or may not happen, right?
Yeah.
And that's where Home of the Empty Promise comes out. But I was thinking, right?
Yeah.
We build on that, Chris.
Okay.
Empty Promise Podcast, right?
Yeah.
Where our content is as good as our word.
I
like that.
Oh.
I like that.
That's fucking terrific.
I don't want to send the wrong message either, which is that we're not good. Because I think we're okay. I think we're pretty good.
I'm just writing.
I don't know
down.
if our word is pretty good though.
That yeah, I'll mention this to you after the podcast. I've got something just in mind, but that's that. I love that. Where our content is
You
as
could see
good.
that. You could see that written up on the wall, couldn't you?
I really could. Where our content is as good as our word. I love that, dude. That's terrific. I think we should put that on the header. We've got a couple now that we've got. Yeah, sickeningly likable. Where our content is as good as our word. Home of the Empty Promise. What was the other one? We had another one.
Fuck, I don't know. Come for the game, stay for the truth.
That's the fucking OG one, man. Holy shit.
Excite gaming, boys.
Yeah, boys. No, all I got is rebrands. I can't think of the actual tag, but there was another one. Can't think of it. Doesn't matter. It's gone. The moment's gone. It's vanished. I am looking forward to the day though that we can meet up again, D, and sit around the table together. It's going to be a truly special episode.
We'll meet again,
and we'll get a guest back on.
Don't know when.
Beautiful.
Those high notes, boy, they're murder. They're out literal murder.
You're getting them. You're getting them. That's all I got for this week's episode, D. That was nice. That was short. That was sweet. Keeping the people enthralled with us and up to date with our lives until next week, until we can bring them another big story, which is coming next week. Remember, you can find the video version over at youtube.com/Empty Promise Podcast, or the audio, which is available on any podcast hosting service. If you are listening to us somewhere that you can give us a rating, a thumbs up, a like, a comment, whatever it is, please do so. It helps us out tremendously. And if you're watching us on YouTube, hit that subscribe button. Tell your friends about us. Even if they just come over to the channel, hit that subscribe button and leave again. You don't even have to turn on the notifications. Just hit the subscribe button and leave.
Don't even watch. Don't even watch. Don't even listen. Just subscribe and do your own thing.
Do what most people do and check out the Instagram account, because I normally post up the most interesting bits from the podcast straight to Instagram. Anyway, there you go.
No. There's way more. There's way more in the actual podcast. You gotta
get it all over there.
Well, to be fair, if you're listening to this, then you've literally done, like, you've listened the whole way through, or you skipped to the end. But either way, that's dedication, because that's you're giving us your full attention span. So we appreciate that.
Thank you everybody who has tuned in this week. We hope it finds you well. And do you want to add anything, D?
No, just thank you very much for listening.
Yep. Well, I guess then all I have to do is say that we will see you all next week for episode 120. We'll see you all bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. Goodbye and God bless.